Stop motion animation is among the earliest forms of filmmaking.
I used to pause my mum's yoga videos.
Some track its origin to a mistake where a mommy and a daddy loved each other very much.
Can you stop that, please?
And the phone rang and startled the daddy. And he forgot to...
We don't want to hear your life story, can
He
we?
forgot to withdraw his pickle from the cavern. Anyway, that's the long story. Let's go to the short story. Is in 1986, George Millies. Is his name Millies or Miles?
Let's just call him George.
George E. Millies. Camera jammed, and when the film was developed, objects magically disappeared on screen. This was the act of the camera wizard, a myth, a legend. That really got me going.
That the camera wizard helped me with that one.
You really did. Quick to exploit this error, he had many others began to stage their own illusions, while much of the technique.
I saw the camera wizard the other day.
Much of the technique has gone into special effects. Some artists have refined the general grammar of stop motion to create his own genre. The basic manipulation of time and space necessary for stop motion animation is also necessary for narrative film. I don't know what I just said, but it sounded important. Again. Stop motion animation has many different schools and types. There's clay animation, or clay animation for short. In which malleable clay characters are used as subjects. There's a very good adult film, triple X rated claymation is very famous. Anyway, a time-lapse animation where single frames are taken at periodic intervals to show.
I really needed to see those colours, you know.
Yeah, it's very, very good quality squares. Puppet animation, where wide character creations are used. This is also a very good rom-com with and pixelation, where it employs human subjects moving infinitesimally from frame to frame.
This is dumb. God. This is so dumb. I mean, this is so dumb.
Of stop motions are used as short films. There are hundreds of film festivals that only consist of animation, claymation, stop motion shorts, like the Montreal Stop Motion Film Festival. A few stop motion shorts have been nominated for Academy Awards, including the Academy Award winning Fresh Guacamole by PES. Music videos are also used. Claymation, stop motion, also used in music videos. So some music videos have made the use of stop motion. Electro house, rock, pop, and even heavy metal bands like Tool have made the use of stop motion in their music videos. because of the flexibility and creativity with the use of stop motions like claymation, which resembles a great macabre horror effect. It's also used in commercials. Yes, even commercials. Childlike animation that's created through stop motion techniques can add a colorful and attraction based on distinctive marketing techniques. Movies. Some movies still have heavy use of stop motion. With the growth of technology, stop motion has never been a better quality. There have been various claymation films released in the past 2 years, such as The Box Trolls, Howl and Back, and Shaun the Sheep movie based in the children's series. George Miles. George Miles used stop-motion animation once to produce moving little title card letters in one of his short films, and a number of his special effects are based on stop-motion photography. In the turn of the century, there was another well-known animator, Wills O'Brien. He was famous for his works The Lost World in 1925 and later for his King Kong in 1933. Ray Harryhausen.
Because I'm Hausen.
The American who apprenticed Wills O'Brien became a big name in stop motion after their success on Mighty Joe Young. He then spun off into the world of filmmaking and won himself an Academy Award for the visual effects of The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and other awards for Jason and the Argonauts.
Let loose the Kraken!
He then did Clash the Titans in 1981, only to retire his successful career. Jan Svankmajer, the Czech filmmaker, is an established surrealism artist who makes the use of stop motion as his media. There are modern influences in stop motion as well, such as Nick Park. British animator, is the founder of Aardman Productions and is an all-time success story with 6 Academy nominations and 4 wins to his precious name. His works include Shaun the Sheep, Chicken Run, and his Academy Award-winning feature film Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Tim Burton. Tim Burton's fame sits in the chair of a quirky, macabre fantasy, and his well-known claymation feature films such as Corpse Bride, Frankenweenie, and his most iconic, The Nightmare Before Christmas. All 3 were nominated for Academy Awards.